money. Go get the money. Go get the money. Go!
What you do in life echoes in eternity.
You are going to incur a lot of disappointment, a lot of failure, a lot of pain, a lot of setbacks, a lot of defeats. But in the process of doing that, you will discover some things about yourself that you don't know right now. What you will realize is that you have greatness within you.
It's very important that you engage in an ongoing process to develop you.
Where all you want to do is be successful, as bad as you want to breathe, then you'll be successful.
If that doesn't work, try something else. If that doesn't work, try something else. Keep going with massive action.
You are listening to Thought Food. Good morning. Hey guys, I am so happy to be joining you this morning. How are you feeling? I hope that you are feeling amazing this morning. You are listening to this podcast, so I know that you are a leader and that you're going to do amazing things. You guys, before I begin, I want to read a forward introductory essay by Coretta Scott King that really resonated with the message I have to share with you this morning. In her essay, she said, I hope you will ask yourself what the word excellence means to you. I think that it's a question we should all ask and keep asking as we grow older and change, because the truest answer to it should never change. When you think of excellence, perhaps you think of success at work, or of becoming wealthy, or meeting the right person, getting married and having a good family life. Those important goals are worth striving for, but there is a better way to look at excellence. As Martin Luther King Jr. said in one of his last sermons, I want you to be first in love. I want you to be first in moral excellence. I want you to be first in generosity. If you want to be important, wonderful. If you want to be great, wonderful. But recognize that he who is greatest among you shall be your servant. Martin Luther King Jr. knew that the true meaning of achievement is service. In the words of Coretta Scott King, when I met him in 1952, he was already ordained as a Baptist preacher and was working towards a doctoral degree at Boston University. I was studying at the New England Conservatory and I dreamed of accomplishments in music. We married a year later, and after I graduated the following year, we moved to Montgomery, Alabama. We didn't know it then, but our notions of achievement were about to undergo a dramatic change. You may have read or heard about what happened next. What began with the boycott of a local bus line grew into a national movement, and by the time he was assassinated in 1968, my husband had fashioned a black movement powerful enough to shatter forever the practice of racial segregation. What you may not have read about is where he got his method for resisting injustice without compromising his religious beliefs. He got the strategy of nonviolence from a man of a different race who lived in a distant country and even practiced a different religion. The man was Mahatma Gandhi, the great leader of India who devoted his life to serving humanity in the spirit of love and nonviolence. It was these principles that Martin discovered his method for social reform. More than anything else, these two principles were the key to his achievements. Not all of the people in history had the same ideals, but I think you will find something that all of them have in common. This book is about Black Americans who serve society through the excellence of their achievements. It forms a part of the rich history of Black men and women in America, a history of stunning accomplishments in every field of human endeavor, from literature and art to science, industry, education, diplomacy, athletics, even polar exploration. Not all of the people in this history had the same ideals, but I think you will find something that all of them have in common. Like Martin Luther King Jr., they all decided to become drum majors and serve humanity. In that principle, whether it was expressed in books, inventions, or song, they found something outside of themselves to use as a goal and a guide. Something that showed them a way to serve others instead of living only for themselves. Today's episode is entitled, Recognize the Call. A true leader recognizes the call to service. When you realize that your calling is to serve and you start to give your gift to the world, you become sensitive to the energy of the things, people, and situations that you are called to fix. It will hurt you and bother you in ways that other people will not even notice. Now, I'm going to say that again, because when I was in my meditation today, and when that came to me, these words pierced my soul. It pierced me in a way where it was divine, it was intuitive. I'm going to repeat it again. When you realize that your calling is to serve, and you start to give your gift to the world, you become sensitive to the energy of the things, people, and situations that you are called to fix. It will hurt you and bother you in ways that other people will not even notice. Now, for me, I am called to heal people. And so when I am dealing with things that I am called to fix, it can be a lot. You know, in order to heal people, you have to have been hurt. A lot. You're really, really sensitive. Your pain is your purpose. What bothers you won't bother everyone. You will be sensitive to the energy of the things, people, and situations that you're called to fix. 2 Corinthians 1:4 says, "Who encourages us in all our trials, so that we can encourage others in whatever trials they may be undergoing with the encouragement we ourselves have received from God." Who encourages us in all our trials, so that we can encourage others in whatever trials they may be undergoing with encouragement we ourselves have received from God. When we are encouraged and when we go through trials, the encouragement that we receive and the solutions that we receive are given to us so that we can encourage others in whatever trials that they may be undergoing. There is a sense of urgency in you because you know you don't have time. You know that people need you. Listen to the sensations in your body. Your sensitivity is your ability to pick up on sensory information with your nervous system. It is neutral. It's like a sensitive microphone, and it picks up on subtle sounds. Your sensitive nervous system can pick up on other people's emotions, the weather, lighting, sounds, smells, and more. Think of the human body like a vessel for receiving information, and your nervous system is your antenna bringing in that information. You then process it in your body with your thoughts, your feelings, emotions, and your actions. And you being sensitive to recognize your call is not a weakness. It makes you vulnerable and you don't know what to do with it, which means that you'll suppress it and you'll judge it. So you manifest this as a weakness. But you need to learn to allow yourself to feel these sensations and engage with them. Remind yourself that you are a participant in life, not just observing. Your pain is your purpose. So Tony Robbins, he has fed millions for years. He is an American author, entrepreneur, philanthropist, and life coach. He's had approximately 4 million people attend his live seminars. He was listed on the Worth Magazine Power 100 list, and he earns approximately $6 billion in annual sales through his several companies. As a child, money was out of his reach. Money was always a source of stress for him because it was never enough. He tells a story all the time where he says he remembers having to knock on his neighbor's door to ask for food for his brother and his sister. And one day on Thanksgiving, when he was 11, there was no food in the house, and his parents was fighting. And then he heard someone knock on the front door. He opened it, and he saw a man standing on the steps with grocery bags filled with enough food for a big Thanksgiving dinner. His father always said that nobody cared about them. But all of a sudden, someone he didn't know, who was asking for nothing in return, was looking out for him. It made him feel like strangers care. He decided that he was going to find a way, somehow, someday, to give back and pay it forward. Muhammad Ali, as you all already know, was an American professional boxer and activist. He was widely regarded as one of the most significant and celebrated sports figures in the 20th century. When Ali was 12 years old, his bicycle was stolen from the auditorium. And he was so furious about the incident that he immediately reported it to a police officer. Ali said he wanted to fight whoever stole his bike. The same police officer that he called happened to be a boxing coach, and he taught him how to fight. And he took it seriously. He was in the gym 6 days a week, and he would get up early each morning to run. And in the evenings, he would be at the gym for several hours working on his technique and endurance. And when the gym closed in the evening, Ali would go to another gym and train. His long hours in the gym paid off, and his boxing skills became extremely refined. He went on to make history by becoming the first boxer to win 3 heavyweight titles. Your pain is your purpose. My dad, he was abused growing up, and he was treated really bad by his father. And instead of falling into that gap and reproducing what his father did to him, he decided to be a loving person and a loving dad. Your pain is your purpose. Jay-Z, he started his own music company because no one would sign him. Your pain is your purpose. How many people do you know of that started something because of something bad? Your pain is your purpose. Recognize the call. What are you sensitive about? What bothers you? What is your heart being led to? What is your heart being led to fix? Recognize the call. Recognize that what you have in you, when you come from a place of originality and intuition, you are the only person that can put that twist and that spin to your calling. There is a sense of urgency in you because you know you don't have time. People need you. Listen to your sensations in your body. You guys, thank you so much for listening today. I love you. Please share, repost, rate, review, subscribe. I am going to talk to you on Twitter if you have any questions. I don't usually use Twitter, but I was thinking of a way to engage with everyone that will be listening to this podcast. We're now on various platforms, so I want to be able to engage with people. You can tweet me at Becky Kissoon, BECKYKISSOON, with any questions, anything that you want to add, anything that you want to discuss. And I am right there, ready to discuss it with you. Give me your thought, anything that you want to say, any words of encouragement. I would love to hear it. I hope you have an amazing day. Thank you so much for joining me. And until tomorrow, peace.